Well, we got another Subi in the shop. This thing, I guess it needs a transmission. It's very weird. It's supposedly it's stuck in fifth, but the gear shifter seems to move freely. Like, definitely not stuck in fifth. You can move it all around. Well, I don't know. I can't tell if it's going into gear or not. It just went into fifth right there. I think it's locked out of all the other gears is what it is. I'm not too sure. I think something's broken down below, maybe one of the rods or whatever. But that's what we're working on. So I think it also needs a clutch because the clutch feels really bad, but we'll see. Either way, I'm just going to do a little how-to on getting the transmission out of these. I've done one of these videos before, but it was with a Forester and it was a non-turbo, so it's slightly different. So first step is going to be get your intercooler off. You got your throttle body clamp here. There should be a clamp on this coupler right here, but there's not. Then you got to get your three valve cover vents off, or you could just unbolt the bracket here and leave the hoses attached and just remove this hard pipe. And then you have your bypass or blow off valve, and that as well should have a clamp on it, but it does not. And you can go about that with either undoing the hose or undoing it from here, but there is a gasket behind here, so typically I try to leave that as is. And then you want to pull this vacuum line off as well. You're also going to need to get your downpipe off, so spray those up probably first things first. Once we get this intercooler off, I'll show what else needs to be done underneath of that, like the slave cylinder and bell housing bolts, etc. So typically these clamps will either be 8 or 10 millimeters usually, but you know, people work on these cars, they put random hose clamps on, so you never know. But typically 8 and 10. Also, the intercooler has mounting bolts. Well, it should. This one is not secured. That'll be a 12 millimeter. This as well should be a 12 millimeter. This intercooler is underneath of this bracket. Don't even know how they managed to do that, but so two 12 millimeters there as well. That's not just the rotor moving, guys.
Get in here.
Oh yeah. That's your wheel bearing. Yeah, somebody already put a bearing on it and probably fucked it up when they installed it because they didn't know what they were doing.
Stop cursing, PG-13.
So it's got Brembos in the front.
No, but, it's got tines on it, right?
Yeah, these are tines supposedly, but
light on.
let's see. Maybe not. I don't know, but no Brembos in the back, but they're gold, so close enough.
Well, it's a WRX, not an STI, right?
But next step, get your axles out.
And this too.
Oh, yeah, we'll show them that.
The wiring, something's going on.
Something's been done. Something's happened. That looks like I already lost some insulation. All right, but next step, get your axles out. Undo your strut bolts here. Undo your ABS wire, brake line. You're gonna have to loosen your nut here. And then I'll show you later, there's a pin on the inside that you gotta knock out.
Yay!
These bolts are 12 mil if it's actually bolted, 19 mil, and 32 for the axle. Oh,
need your light on.
I need flash. So that pin right there, you gotta knock through. Highly recommend this tool from Company 23. Fits perfect. Well, I think we gotta be spun around. Fits perfectly up in there. Punch it right through. Same on this side.
Oh, what's going on
And
there?
if your boots look like that, you need new axles.
Both sides.
What? All the
that
leakage
pin's coming out.
Yeah, they knocked it too far through when they installed it. Alright, knock these through and get the starter out. Gotta get that slave cylinder out, still up top. Yeah, I already saw that. Some good wiring situation going on there. It's probably running to the AFR, or they just repaired. No, because that's the factory harness still.
That's the O2 with the space.
Yeah,
on
but
it.
what they do sometimes is they'll take these wires and run it straight to their AFR, since this doesn't even need to be there. But
use it as just to run the gauge.
exactly. All right, and then we got to get the rest of the downpipe bolts. Hopefully those two come loose, but they don't look too promising.
You see this? They got self-tappers holding the seat bolt down.
There's self-tappers everywhere.
But like, what is that? Is that for stereo? Or what are they doing there?
Who knows, bud? Who the heck knows? Look at how far pushed up the frame rail is. This guy was low riding. He was either rallying or low riding or both. All right, I'm gonna get these axles out and get the starter and all the other good stuff out.
Much later.
What's left of it?
Well, that was fun. But we managed to mostly save the stud. We only messed her up in the very front, but the back threads will grip it. And this stud is too long here, and the downpipe barely came out of there. But we got it. He's missing his clamp on his turbo drain line.
Is there?
This bolt looks questionably loose. I don't know what's going on there. Probably a bracket supposed to be bolted there. Just missing one bolt on his catback mid-pipe section. Yeah, alright, he's missing that bolt. I think I already showed that.
This thing's had a rough life.
We're gonna pull the starter out, get these bell housing bolts out, and then go back down, or maybe do it from here and get the slave out. And then, still gotta do this drive shaft and this shifter linkage here.
Is this rested?
No, it looks like
it
looks like that's been replaced actually. But we're getting there.
Pull down some way, might hit I can't tell if it's oil or water. That's what we were hearing bubbling in there. Oh my god.
You guys thirsty? Is anybody thirsty? Maybe that's why your wheel leaks, bud.
Yeah, both spots. Don't forget the top one up here. You can actually see
Oh,
the
I didn't even see that.
What they put silicone and JB Weld on it?
Silicone doesn't hold your wheels together, people. For your drive shaft, you may or may not have this cover. 14mm bolts. There's supposed to be 6 of them, 3 on each side. This guy's missing one because this car's missing one of everything. 4 bolts back here, 12mm, and your carrier bearings are 14mm. You're just gonna have to knock this flange loose with a hammer. Be careful, and then this side will slip right out. Pull back. Starter, you got your signal wire. It's just a push tab. This is usually a 12, but in this case a 13. Both of these bolts are 14mm, one from the top side, one from the bottom, and your ground wire is going to be secured here with a 12mm. And don't cross thread your bolt when you put her in. For the slave cylinder, you got 2 14mm bolts. Probably easiest to do it from down below, unless you don't have a lift, in which case it might be better to just do it from the top. This Allen key right here is a plug for the shift rod or shift fork. The rod goes through it and pivots on that rod. So you have to take this out, and then you put a 10mm bolt, thread it in, and then pry or pull it out, depending how seized it is. And that's going to allow the transmission to actually come out. Your tranny mount here is 2 17s in the front and 4 14s in the back, and 2 14s here. And then your shift linkage is a 12mm there, and this is supposed to be, oh, that's supposed to be a 12mm as well. There's a nut on the top side you're gonna have to hold with a wrench. And all your bell housing bolts will be 14mm as long as nobody has done anything stupid. 1, 2, 3, 4 on this side. That one's missing. And 1, 2, 3, 4 on this side as well. And make sure you get all your wire harnesses disconnected from the top. And sometimes that ground wire will be secured to the transmission. In this case, it's secured to the engine. And yeah, get your trans jack ready. Your motor mount bolts, people.
Well, there's not even a washer on that one either.
Yeah, well,
definitely.
And this is the wrong nut.
Yeah, they had this motor out.
I can't even see what I'm looking at. That's the wrong nut.
Somebody's had the motor out.
That hex head, I believe, is I don't know. It's either 6 or 8 or 10. I'll tell you in a second. I think it's an 8. That plug's a 10 mil.
An iceberg 20 times the size of Manhattan.
Iceberg's coming for us, people.
Yeah.
Alright, and then like I said, we're gonna grab a long 10 mil bolt, thread it into this rod. You're really not gonna be able to see what you're doing that well. But you want to bolt something like this. It'll be a 10 mil head, should give you a 6.0 M6 by 1.0 thread. Don't just assume that a 10 mil is going to have the right thread pitch, but it should. You're going to put it up in there. We'll feel it start threading in. You want to get a good amount of threads in there so you don't mess the video stop. You want to get a good amount of thread so you don't mess up the bolt. Somebody lubed this one, came right out, or the rear main seal is leaking like a sieve, but that's what you need to get out. And don't drop it like that. Alright, so now that that's out, everything is loose besides, like I said, this trans mount and the rest of these bell housing bolts. They're all loose, but they're not fully out. So I'm going to get the trans jack under here, put a ratchet strap on it, get this trans mount out, and do these last bell housing bolts. You got it, huh? Uh-huh.
Blow their eardrums out.
Like a real mechanic shop. Sneezing. Whoa! Carefuling. Oh, I'm getting dripped on. This washer is notched, so you can only install it one way. If you got really strong thumbs like me, you can get that. Alright. Take your glass bell housing bolts out and get this thing disconnected. Alright. 14. Alright. Can't even see the spaghetti this.
Mm-hmm.
No need to see that on YouTube.
Oh.
You need really long arms. Probably should have done this before I...
Put the jack in there?
Yeah. Normally I do, but this one felt like it was going to fall apart, so better safe than sorry.
Now you just gotta hope the tranny comes off the block.
Oh, I think it will. We'll find out. Are you filming?
Yep. I think you need to tighten that ratchet strap up.
I think the motor mounts are so wasted. I should probably tighten that motor mount.
Maybe.
Yeah. Oh yeah, she's loose. A little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I probably shouldn't have the car this high up.
Yeah. Just get your pry bar in the front like you were in pry back.
Oh my god.
Should be able to pry it off that diff. There you go. Unless your fork's catching, but you got the pin out.
It's just a dowel, it looks like.
Yeah. Well, this one's halfway out.
Yeah, this side's already.
Oop.
Yeah, we're going to cook it now.
All that stuff's gonna be in the way. Mm-hmm.
I think we gotta come down.
Yeah. There you go. Stopped it.
That might be a little too big.
Mm-hmm. There you go. That dowel pin, yep.
Yeah, she came out of the motor instead of stuff.
Oh, did it? Okay.
Almost.
Pry it. Still stuck on the dowel pin? No?
No, it's just
Stuck on the clutch, probably. Splines are rusted into the clutch plate. There you go. Starting to come. Jag it back up a little bit.
Yeah, I thought.
Full stroke. It went up a little ways. Now pry it.
Oh, that made it worse.
Oh man. There it goes. Oh, is that jamming up? The shift linkage jamming up.
Gotta come back now.
There it goes. You're good. Oop. Come on. Here, I'll pull down on the back here. You pry at it again. Go on the other side and pry it. I'll pull down on this thing.
I'm just scared how much pressure is actually.
Hold on, you got this other linkage is jamming too. Other one is jamming on there. Did it go up? It's jamming on that bolt. Right now. There we go. There it comes. Yeah, hold on. This linkage is jamming again. Can we get it down on this side or something? There you go. I'll hold that down. Oh, there it goes.
There it is. And we're free.
Come down a little bit. Oh!
Ghetto trans jacks, that is.
Dipstick's coming out, but it's alright. Looks like... Oh!
There's your clutch fork. Oh, one last. Oh, never mind, it's not connecting.
What?
It's a 2-wire.
Yeah, I got it. There you go, you can come all the way down with it.
There's all your air in your trans jack.
Mm-hmm. J-Pan.
This thing's with the floor.
Yeah, it don't need a new clutch.
We'll see in a second.
Oh.
At least I can put a clamp on that drain line very easy now. What's it look like in there?
It's just rusty where the pilot bearing was going in. It's probably what some of it was hung up. Hanging up on. Yeah. Let me stop this. Hold on.
Alright, she's out. Throwout bearing is seized. This middle section should spin, but she's no good. We're gonna clamp that line, possibly replace it since it's easily accessible. Pull this pressure plate off, 6 bolts, 2, 2, and 2. You'll figure it out. Odds are this clutch is wasted. It looks like there's a lot of
bearing seized.
Yeah, I already said that.
Yeah.
Looks like there's a lot of material residue
Plus oil
all around.
there for the rear main.
Yeah, and it's most likely rear main or those block off plates on the back of the block are leaking, or all of the above. So these are 12 mils. Just be careful because once you loosen those, your clutch is going to come off. This pressure plate's pretty heavy, relatively heavy, so just be ready for it. What?
I got 8 kids. I'm making 12 grand next month.
Yeah. Well, this guy wasn't anticipating needing a clutch. He thought the trans was just stuck in gear. Didn't think he needed a clutch, so we don't have a clutch in stock. So we're waiting for that. We're gonna pick that up tomorrow, and then we'll be reinstalling the tranny. I'm just gonna end this video here today as far as just showing the removal, and then we'll make a new video for the clutch installation and the trans reinstallation. So hope you guys learned something, and if you got any questions, let me know. I'm sure I forgot at least one bolt or wire to let you guys know about, so feel free to remind me in the comments. Peace.